So today I went to watch the movie Ginger. It's a movie I was hotly anticipating. It's been very well advertised. And well, I have notes. I have a lot of notes. But since this movie is still showing in the cinema, I'm obviously still going to talk about spoilers in a minute. But let me talk about non spoilers first in case you have not watched it. I will say that this movie is over 2 hours in runtime. It does not need to be that. It did not need to be that. My biggest issue with this film, and you will see when we get into spoilers, is the editor. I actually wrote his name. Like when the movie finished, I found his name and I wrote it down. But let me not actually put him on blast because I go to him and call him by name and say, Oga, now you. And I will tell you if you're watching now you. But I'm not going to put your name like this on blast. When I tell you that the editing could have been better, I don't know if it was at the behest of the director that he edited it the way it was, but and I will get into all of that. But I feel like this movie could have been a nice, cute, simple 2 hour or 1 hour 55 minute film. Let's just start by saying that. Also, this movie, it's fun, but it's not a movie that after it finished, I was like, now that is cinema, or that was a movie I'm very happy I came out of my house to see. It's cool. Which is sad to say. I hope I'm not taking money from, but who am I taking money from? People that are going to watch this movie are going to watch this movie, and I think you should still watch it because you should make up your own mind. I'm just one person talking about my own thoughts. So you can check it out and maybe you might love it. For me, I didn't leave the cinema really going that this was my fantastic movie of the year. It just was not. And I will tell you why again in a second. But I would say definitely check it out. There is comedy. There is there's comedy, there's a storyline, things kind of drag on. I want like in short, just check it out if you want to check it out. I wouldn't say don't check it out. I don't know what else to say other than check it out if you want to check it out. And let's just get into spoilers. So I can tell you exactly my thoughts. If you have not yet watched this movie, go and watch it and then come back. Now, if you have watched this movie, let us talk about spoilers. The first thing that I would just say, I wrote them in order as I was watching, so you will see how my thoughts were going in real time. At least the ones I actually recorded. I said, not Sylvia, just actually a perpetual liar because I actually thought that she was rich. When Sylvia is first in the club and then she's ordering all that food that she now gives Lala some, I fully think she's rich. And I'm like, she cannot now pay. I'm like, Sylvia, you're a liar, compulsive. Then I wrote that the real reading was hilarious to me when Baba Goldie is fighting with his lawyer in the camera, like in the video, he's real reading, and he's like, make sure you tell them say this dude as doing this so they will not come and hold you. I just like his commentary on I thought was funny. And also like just that whole scene and him now like addressing Shafi's character as if he was really in the room because he knows her so well. Even the way what's his name? Golden Boy pulled out those guns, I was laughing. When Bolaji Ogumola's character is telling Mattel that like his music career, which song going the way blue. I found that so funny when Mattel was now like, you can talk about anything, but don't talk about my music because I was laughing. Like that whole thing with his music career, I actually thought to be actually funny. Then the caretaker of the house was cracking me up. The woman who when they open the door, she's just there in the house and she doesn't know what is going on. Like this woman did not know what was going on from beginning to end. I found her very funny. I actually found her character to be very, very hilarious. And then this is where things, because I'm really enjoying this movie and I'm like really taking in all these moments. Like, the real reading is kind of long, but I'm like, okay, it's comedic. The woman that is the caretaker is kind of long, but it's comedic. Now, when Abula comes to start talking to Kiki's character and her mother, and he's talking, I'm like, his talking is kind of a verb. There's a lot he's saying. He's like, it's too long. That scene went on too long, and the Abula character in that scene is very verbose. Like, he's just talking and talking and talking, and I'm like, okay, let's get it moving. Then I said that the title cards in this were so much. Like like the way they would just be title card, title card, title card. By title card is like somebody's name, which is like which mom, which makes sense. But then to be like the chicken, the egg, the yam. Now at the end of the movie, you understand why, right? Because when you watch this movie to the end, spoiler alert, we're already here. You know that it's the order she needs to be able to present it to be able to open the box. So I get that at the end, but when you're watching it in the middle, you're like, why is the yam just a scene of somebody pounding yam? It's so random. Even when they start doing the rounds of the like game of what, it's almost like another title card. The title cards at support I got tired. It was like these title cards are too much. And me, I love a title card normally, but I've never seen a title card used to death the way it was in this movie. Then I said an hour and some minutes into this film, and Kiki and Shafi Bello showdown where um Shafi wants to slap Kiki's character. That's an hour and some change into this movie. I was like, gosh. And is that making me now think that maybe those other scenes they could have cut them down if I knew that they were going to sacrifice all that for this movie is too long. Like nothing is really happening at this point. Then like things are happening, but like we can move faster. Then I wrote that the editing is so strange because there's a moment where Bisola is in a car to the hospital with Bolaji Ogumola's character. And then next thing as they're going to the hospital, like next thing Abula is like in a shootout or something. He's getting saved. Next thing, and this is all very abrupt. Maybe what movie you're not talking about. Next thing, like they are in Wunmi Toriola's house, and like Lala is like, "This is where you stay," and then Wunmi is like, I no, this is where I brought chicken." And next thing, she's like, turns. No, I think Bisola now says something. Is what now catches Lala's eye. And she's like, "Oh, you're here," and I'm like, "Didn't you notice her when you entered? And why is she? I thought she was on her way to the hospital. What is going on?" And then she's like, "I just went to the hospital." Like Bisola's character. I'm like, this editing is so strange. Outside of that, and I wrote an hour 37 minutes, and they are just now about to go and steal the gold. They just make the decision to go and steal the gold an hour 37 minutes into this movie, and that is when the title card is shown. That is wild. Then I said this movie is too long. Like the scene, okay, and then I also said that the editing is so strange. For example, the scene with Timini like on drugs where his eyes are like flashing, it just kind of happens randomly. He's in the darkness, and we get that he's maybe high on drugs. Next thing, he's shooting somebody. Like the editing is so abrupt, so confusing at times. When also how random, but when Odola they said I need K-Pets when they are playing the game of what, I think it's because but Bisola is doing a French accent. So when Odunadana says I need K-Pet, I said you too, you get French accent because that K-Pet was so random instead of saying carpet. Then I think it was like K-Pet, so random. Anyways, then I wrote that the reveal of Olori Kopo was actually really good. I didn't see it coming. Like Wunmi Toriola, like I thought that was very good. Although actually it doesn't really get addressed. Like we know why she then does this kind of for revenge. I guess it is revealed. But I'm like at the end when Bisola is not saying her like you almost killed us, and they're like I beg forget that for now. I'm like I guess let's, but she really just betrayed us. Like we're just gonna move faster. I guess Ginger. I guess the Ginger gang. I wrote that the zooming of Shafi Bello when she's laughing slash crying about um Golden Boy's death was so Z World coded. Like the editing was so strange. Also, I was like, did she just? I guess she found out. I guess it's because Latif's character might have called her. But then let's talk about the passing of time because immediately that happens. Next thing we are hearing that as Wumi's character is driving, she just betrayed this girl. No, 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 no. We have heard already that they have kidnapped her boys. I said in this same one night. So Shafi Bello's character that just found out her son was shot this night has already started sending the boys. They're going to Makolo. All this is in one night. And I said next thing they are throwing everything because when she now reveals that Golden Boy is Adeshine's son, that is Shafi's character, I'm like, okay, I guess. I didn't even move because I was like, I guess we're just throwing everything now. Then the three girls finding the box when at the end they are like looking for the box in the middle of the shootout and flashes are going off. I said, these actresses, they're not Imperial. You can tell that they're not actually Imperial. Like, great, just like, oh, where is the box? I say, you put maybe show this on a different day where you're clearly not really still in that running for your life mood. Then I said the slow motion of Latif's death in this long film, when he's falling slowly, I'm like, already needs like 2 hour plus film. You're doing slow motion now. This is the time you now choose to do editing of slow motion editor. Be so real. Then I said that the ending order is it not chicken, egg, yam, oil? Tell me if I'm wrong. But even just if I was to think, I would think chicken, egg, yam, oil. That's how you make food. Like, is that why was she really struggling like that to get it together? Then I said the fighter scene. Who was that random fight? I'm trying to trying to rush before I run out of time. Then when I randomly Lala is not like I really miss you, Dad. I'm like, what about this is making you to miss your father? Like right in this moment, I should like I really missed you all these years. I'm like, I don't think that was earned at all. And then the editing again, because after Bukola shoots Shafi's character, and Lala now gets up and she's like, I'm your daughter. I know what this is. I'm like, this was a very random editing job. The choice is finally, I would say, on who kills who. Because I was like, why is Bukola the one killing Shafi Bello's character? Like when the other guy, Abullah, is the one that kills Golden Boy. Some of these characters have more vendettas for against others. For example, I don't know, like what I'm talking about. I don't want to run out of time, but I think some character deaths could have been done at the hands of other characters that would have made more sense for it to be earned. And then the final post-credit scene, I didn't even know that Sylvia had a son in this whole film. Let me tell you, first of all, if you do not know who I am, my name is VDK. I make movie bingo cast, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and I also talk about films. This movie, I think, could have been a very cute, sweet film if they had just cut it down a little bit. They could have done a lot more cutting. They could have killed some darlings. They could have cut some things down, and the editing could have been a lot better. I feel like amidst this 2 hour plus movie is a strong 1 hour 50-minute film. I truly believe that. Until the next video that I make and the next movie that I watch, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.